Initiating satellite scan.
Be advised, all soldiers on this net. Battlefield dispatch is incoming, over.
Satellite coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Hey out there, this is Orchid with the ESGN Battlefield Dispatch, brought to you by Turtle Beach. I've had a bit of a break lately with some family issues to deal with, but we're all good and locked in to bring you the latest from the ESGN competitive leagues and all the news from Battlefield. This week we've got some footage from Effect AU, also known as Madamus, showing off some Sixers Metro action. On the subject of Sixers, let's review the standings as we head into the finals for the ESGN Infantry competition. In the pros, the standings at the end of the Robin have Ascension finishing on top with 15 points, the Plumbers cleaning up with 12 points, Feel the Panic calmly sitting on 8 points, Soldiers of Rage getting a little mad with 4 points, Equilibrium a touch lopsided with 3 points, and Weed finishing off that bowl with 0 points. The finals will play 1v4 and 2v3, meaning our semi-final matches will be Ascension versus SOR and the Plumbers versus FTP. In the intermediates, the standings have DCM Young Guns shooting to the top with 17 points, Ascension not quite making the climb to the top with 14 points, the People's Republic of ESGN unilaterally declaring 10 points, Winter is Coming with a frosty 11 points, Team Beer nursing away at 5 points, To the Death with a bit of a morbid 3 points, and DCM Muppets finishing their own show with 3 points. The finals for the intermediates will see DCM Young Guns testing their mettle against the cold winds of Winter is Coming, and Ascension attempting to rise above the People's Republic of ESGN's revolutionary tactics. I'd like to thank all the teams on behalf of ESGN and Turtle Beach for participating in this competition. We've had some great games, and I look forward to reporting on the results of those semis next week. Remember, if you have recorders in your team, to press that little red button and contact me through the forums to submit your footage for the dispatch. The Squad Rush rule set and next season discussion are going on at the moment as well, with a lot of players asking for changes to 3D spotting, kill cam and friendly fire. Some restrictions on weapons such as the AN-94 and AEK-971 are being called for as well. And as the responsible admin, I can let you all know now that I'm considering these changes very carefully in concert with the other Squad Rush admins on ESGN. We'll have a registration up very soon, so keep your eyes on the front page and in the forums for announcements. If you do have any ideas or suggestions, we're always open to listen to the community for their competition, and I'd love to hear from you in one of the Squad Rush threads on the forums. In some of the other big news, we've seen the E3 presentations for both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. First off, let's have a look at the Xbox One, with the really big news being that it will be requiring a once every 24 hours internet connection to enable the console to play even single-player games. There are also some restrictions on the resale of used games, which is making a substantial proportion of players who trade and sell their games after playing a little upset. Kinect is standard now with the console, and it has been substantially upgraded. There's a lot of connectivity changes that will make the Xbox One much more than just a games console. Up until now, it's always been a bit of a gimmick to be able to speak to your console and control it with your body, but the new model is quick, much more responsive, and has a hell of a lot of potential going into the future. We'll be seeing a new controller design, and a whole pile of new exclusive releases like Halo 5, Gears of War, Titanfall, Forza 5, and many others. Admittedly, there is a lot of contradictory information out there about the DRM and some of the other features announced for the Xbox One, and frankly some of the marketing decisions are a little confusing. But we are still a while away from the release of the console itself in November, so hopefully we'll see some more solid info on how that will affect the community. The Australian retail price is going to be $5.99 on release, which considering the price in the UK and EU markets has been a reasonable result compared to the normally overpriced Australian market. The PS4 was formally displayed as well, with slightly better specs than the Xbox, but no inbuilt motion camera. Their price reflects this a little, coming in at $549 in Australia. Another new controller, this one with touch capabilities and an inbuilt move sensor, and a whole pile of exclusives of their own, such as Gran Turismo 6, Killzone Mercenary, Infamous Second Son, and a few more yet to be announced. Few PC games are going to be making the jump to the PlayStation 4, with PlanetSide 2 and Diablo 3 being available for the first time on a console. No digital rights management connection is required, and there'll be no restrictions on trade-in games, and that's made a lot of buzz about how the PlayStation 4 will win the console wars. Again, this is a long way from launch yet, and no official date has been given for the PS4. We've got a few threads on the subject running in the ESGN forums, so drop in and let us know how you feel about the announcements from E3 regarding the next generation. Finally, we've had the show-off of pre-alpha at Battlefield 4, looking absolutely epic, and we'll be sure to cover as much as possible about the changes. The biggest ones, I think, being the changes to Recon getting throwable C4 and even larger scopes, a hell of a lot more customization options for weapon and equipment, and what DICE are calling Levolution, where the map can change dramatically with the player interaction and destruction. The example shown at the E3 demonstrations was a skyscraper being collapsed into a harbour, moving the central flag from on top of that tower to the rubble below. Boats and jet skis, commander mode, 64 players on new-gen consoles. The list for Battlefield 4 is so long and so epic. I'm sure we'll all be seeing more info coming out from the private alpha that's running now, and the later beta stages of the game, and we'll be following and interviewing about these changes in the dispatch over the next few weeks. Release date for the Xbox, PS3 and PC is October 29, with a yet-to-be-announced release date for the Xbox One and PS4. These will probably follow very closely to release though. And with those very brief details about Battlefield 4, we'll leave you this week. Again, please be sure to check out the forums on esgn.com.au, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and your local carrier pigeon network. Until next time, this is Old Man Orchid, showing you my immediate reaction to the news that Xbox One needs an internet connection every 24 hours.
Lay down some C4 and blow those motherfuckers up!